Alright. Oh my god, what year is it?
It's 2022.
Yes, it is 2022. Okay. Technically in this game it's 1998, but who cares? Also, to be fair, yes, we are recording this about 3 to 4 weeks after we recorded part 2. However, you guys are seeing this a day after, so let's just forget that.
It's almost like starting this just before you left for your trip was a bad idea or something.
A long trip. I thought it was just a con trip, but I was the one who was conned all along.
Yeah, I told you it was going to be 3 weeks. I told you!
So to catch everybody up to speed, once again, to refresh everybody, not you the audience, because you all know what's going on already. So for Hype and James, we managed to acquire enough resources to start, getting more things set up. However, we did promise that we were going to switch on the power grid because we need to redirect the subway in order to get the survivors that we save out. However, all the controls for the subway lines are down until we can mess with the power grid. However, we have these public use generators provided by Raccoon City Electricians Guild.
Oh,
Guild.
Or Peppergsk. I don't know. Past me, you gotta get off this thing. There you go. Jeez. So basically it's talking about how they left apparently a bunch of little electrical generators all around Raccoon City, and if you shoot one, it'll explode and stun everything around it for a little bit. So
basically a slightly altered and slightly differently colored red barrel.
Yep. Ones I think can be reused depending on how long you are away from an area, which is going to be very useful because you can already see one sparking over on the left there.
Uh-oh. Looks like the dogs are coming.
Oh, jeez, the other one was...
And one of them got away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave.
Dang it, Sparky was my favorite one, too.
So, while I'm taking care of these doggies, so do not stop running, we can already actually talk about some Resident Evil news that we have not had a chance to, oh my gosh, that we haven't had a chance to talk with Matt about in some...
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, now I didn't want to have to do this to Sparky, but now you've made me do it. No, you stay right down. You too. Okay.
Sparky was too eager for his own sake.
Ow.
Matt, what are your thoughts, in as few words as possible to help cover your throat? What are your thoughts on the Resident Evil showcase that was shown to us earlier this week of June 2022?
Also, I'm going to talk as much as I can, so fuck off.
Just be careful, your funeral.
Shut the fuck up. No, there was a lot of stuff that I actually enjoyed. The only thing I did not enjoy is that apparently the Rose DLC for 8 is only in third person. I'm like, can we just get off of the third person stuff? I'm sorry, I'm one of those weirdos. I prefer it in first person.
So I'm guessing,
and it gets even. Oh yeah, go ahead, Hype. You.
I'm guessing by that merit, you were a little cheesed by them announcing the third-person mode in 8.
I don't mind if there's a third-person mode, but I don't like that they're just making everything third-person.
Oh, that they remove the option for future stuff.
Yeah, that they removed the option for that Rose DLC to make it first-person.
I guess in their defense, though, I think the first-person thing was only really all that impactful with Ethan in the first place because you rarely, if ever, saw his face for the longest time.
But now we're gonna get a canonical look for his face.
Assuming they'll give you the option to do so. I can totally imagine when the update comes out, if you're able to actually get see him face up, they just censor it.
Yeah, probably.
But no, kind of sick.
The one thing I am most excited for, and that I was begging for them to do, and I am thankful that they actually did it, different characters for mercenary modes. For the mercenaries mode. I love mercenaries mode. It's one of my favorites in the series. And
they added some more.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The one thing that did disappoint me about the initial 8 release was the fact that you could only play as Ethan in Mercenaries mode. However, they changed that, and I'm very happy for that.
Now you get to play as Chris, Domitrisk, Heisenberg. That's it.
Yeah.
I think those were the only 3 they announced.
Yeah, the only 3 they announced, which, to be fair, they're the only 3 that really do matter. Like, unless they...
Nobody cares about the fish.
Well, how are you going to be playing the Fishman?
I could real talk. I could actually see a really silly way that you could play as
there, Bucko?
Yeah, no, he died. However, chest burster insects. More on that
Gross.
later. But for now, the important thing is that at last, Matt,
Yes.
we can become the master of unlocking once again.
Yay!
So yeah, we gotta hang on to this for a little while. But yeah, pay close attention to what that note I read earlier about the dude's grandma's secret health recipe and what just happened to that man, because I guess really quick, probably one of the more discomforting cutscenes coming up right now in like 10 seconds after I finish reading this note.
Mind that
one
first
of
step,
the-
Jill.
One of the random little new mechanics that get added into this section and this section alone, never to be brought up again. The minute I unlock this little lock-a-majig,
Like I said,
Dude.
mind that first step.
Oh boy.
Behold, the Drain Deimos.
oh, that's what they're. Oh,
Yep, Drain Deimos.
Oh boy.
Hello.
Hello.
Give me some sugar, sweetheart.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know you like that.
Please don't say that voice in that line ever again, Steve.
Well, I mean, like he was the one that Jen started it.
Not
Yeah,
enough
I know,
sugar.
but he. So the problem is that now, if we check our status icon,
Oh
parasites.
boy.
Yep. Festering in her skin.
So you'll start to take damage over time, but all you gotta do is use a single herb, and
Oh.
they react poorly to it and cough it right up. So unfortunately, this entire area is gonna have a lot of green herbs, because if you paid attention to that maze that we saw back up in the control station, we have to now wander around an infinitely spawning hallway of bugs with 4 generators that must be activated all through QTEs. However, they are at the very least very fragile.
Oh boy.
I mean, they are bugs.
So we just need to be very swift about this. And,
Well,
and
okay,
thankfully
okay.
the camera will do this.
Okay, James, you saying, well, they are bugs. Excuse me as I laugh in your face, considering the fact that bugs tend to be the toughest fucking enemies in this series.
Yeah, you
Well, that
mentioned the
one went up
Deimos.
very
Don't we see?
quickly.
Don't we see the Deimos in 4 or 5?
No, it's the, where the...
Four have the Navista
the
doors.
Navista doors in 4, and in 5 is the, as I call them, the fuck you bugs.
The problem is that bugs in Resident Evil, especially the bigger ones, tend to be a lot more agile than any other combatant in the game.
Not only that, but they
And,
also can be indestructible, as you and I know in 5.
Yeah,
But
they,
can
they
I
just
just-
Well, I
make a
mean-
back and punch.
Yes.
Can I just rewind real quick, because that was something, like, we make the joke about it, but in that one cutscene introducing the concept of these guys being capable of infecting you, I just love how, like, the entire interaction can just basically be summed up as the spider comes in, gives you a smooch, and then just leaves. Like, you didn't even have to fight it off, it just stops kissing you and then just... whoop.
Well,
Well,
I
at that
mean, by
point-
that
well,
point,
well,
its job was done.
Right, at that point, it thought that it had just finished, laying its eggs to become that chest burster man we saw who was guarding our lockpicks. That's all they planned to do, but fortunately, all we gotta do is set.
I guess I was just expecting it to be a little bit more aggressive on top of that.
Now, wait until we get to Dead Space.
Anyway,
So-
the Resident Evil, by the way, should I mention the other stuff?
Sure.
I was gonna say, on top of that, yeah, I was about to say, what were your thoughts on the further look at we got of the next remake that we're gonna have to at some point tackle on this channel?
Don't get me wrong, I bet it will be a fun game. But if they take out any of the campiness of 4,
Oh boy.
Oh, not
Dang it.
again.
I was so close.
It-
Okay, well, I saved a green herb just for this occasion. All right,
If they
but now you gotta be careful because cool. He actually hit me out of my throw up animation. Thank you. Sorry, back to you.
but no, that can actually be used as like a speed strat. Huh.
That definitely. Yeah, go
but
for it.
no.
But I imagine it has some some really bad repercussions.
Unfortunately, they don't leave that maze. Anyway, we're gonna just burn them all. Now, go ahead, Matt.
My big thing about it, though, is just the fact of, like, I want it to... I don't doubt they'll do a fun job. Don't get me wrong.
There you go.
They'll do a good job. I don't want them to make it serious, though. Part of the charm of Resident Evil 4 is
Is its campiness.
Is its campiness. If they try at all to take out or change, say, for instance... You know for a fact that they would definitely try to take out, Little Shit, the best character in the game.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Midget Napoleon is, like, You can't really have Resident Evil 4 without him in there, and he pretty much exudes a good chunk of the corniness.
I'll argue though that with 7 and 8, the new villains they've been introducing have had a similar campiness. Like, come on, like freaking the father from
family.
Resident Evil 7. He's the family,
Jack
the
Baker?
family,
Yes.
or Heisenberg. I think they have some fun campiness to them.
Okay, that's fair. However, my whole fact is just the fact of, like, what if they tried to make him a little more serious, though? That is my problem, because here's the thing
That's
as
true.
well. I am curious, who is the, like... I'm trying to think as well, who is the, like... I can't talk. Sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, hey,
No
Nemesis.
talk, only smash.
It's
No
like,
worries. All we gotta do
don't
is just
spoil
get ourselves a
RE4
free piece of
for
free piece of
people.
gear.
Not for
Which-
me anyway.
which
I
I-
was
which
just
really quick-
born yesterday.
Which, real quick, as again, I appreciate that they kept that detail in from the third game, where you can get goodies from him.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
continue, Matt.
but no, my whole thing is like, I don't know. My brain is fried today. To be fair.
No,
It's
it's
been a
fine.
long day. It's okay. I will
Okay,
say that
wait.
it
Are the
def-
people developing
There
it the
you go.
people that developed 2 remake or 3 remake? Because that will make the big difference.
To
well,
I
that,
guess
we
it also-
don't know.
I guess it
Who's the
also
team that-
depends on like who's also developing like the 8 DLC, because aren't they both being made at the same time?
I think so. So let's see
That's
what I got. Extended magazine. Nice.
Hey.
I mean,
but yeah,
again, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens, like, a few months from now, considering that RE4 make has already got a date set in stone, and it's earlier than I thought it would be.
Right. But also, oh yeah, it's gonna be March of next
Actually,
year.
it's later than I thought it was going to be. Not going to lie.
But bear in mind, Matt and I still have our plan to do our conjoined, human thing with Resident Evil 4 on the Wii.
Right.
But
Now
depending on
imagine
how
doing
well-
that again with the 4 make.
Jeez, no.
Ah.
But depending on how 4 remake goes, I would not mind us doing it for the channel, just to keep this trend going, and because we already did something like this similarly with Resident Evil 1.
Because let's be
Right.
fair. Let's be fair. We wanted to do base 2 and the 2 make because we wanted to, like, compare to 3, compared to 2. and all
Oh,
that.
jeez.
I mean, that was the original idea anyway, until I
yeah.
until I remembered, oh, that's right, I'm not the biggest fan of these games.
Oh, they kind of they get a little dated, and I will say I appreciate.
If not dated, then outright confusing.
I love the quality of life I love the quality of life features that. Oh hey.
Hey,
Mega Man!
Yeah, I love the quality of life features that came with Deadly Silence compared to if you were to try and play the original Resident Evil right now.
Yeah. Would have been nice if 2 got that same treatment.
and Arthur
but
on the left as
one
well.
thing at a time.
Oh, and real quick, as you saw back there, that raccoon toy, that is the that is in this game. That is this game's version of. We can find more of those bobble toys around if you shoot them.
Oh yeah,
with
the
bonus
Mr.
toys.
Mr. Raccoon.
Yeah.
Didn't
There
they
we
technically
go.
already have that in the RE2 make?
Well, you didn't look at cartoony. All right, there we go. I got all the gems. So now at this point, all I got to do is I just have to get
Oh,
to
well.
the subway terminal.
Now, I did have a question, but I wanted to make sure that Matt was able to get all of his thoughts out. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about in terms of the RE4 make?
Just hope they do a good job. Oh, actually, you know
How
what?
the hell did you-
One last thing. The game looks too dark right now. Like, not,
They
like,
gotta
I mean,
up the brightness.
graphically dark.
Yeah, that's fair. That's not a whole lot of light being shown around.
Yeah.
That being said, I do kind of like how the
Ooh.
sequence of the game looks compared by comparison.
It definitely, and I can already see this coming. I definitely see them playing up the plot point when Leon and Ashley both get infected with the Plagas. I definitely see them playing up that plot point to be a lot more serious than the original game did, where it was kind of more of just a kind of a road bump in the plot. I feel like it's
Oh
going to be a
man,
much
we're
more pivotal
infected.
thing.
Damn.
But here it's gonna be like, how can I go back to being human after that? I've seen what they've done. I feel like it's gonna be a big melodramatic bit, but regardless, I think. And then,
guys, let's also ask ourselves a more important question: are we going to reunite with the Duke's best friend?
I mean, maybe. Oh, but speaking of that, the Rose DLC has what seems to be an evil Duke in her
Because
nightmares or
I
something.
fucking figured the Duke was going to turn at some point.
But you saw that too, man, right? Like in the Rose trailer, it's like she's dealing with an evil Duke or something.
I mean, kind of. My guess is because she has to go into the mind of the Oh, you know what?
The Maya Masita or whatever.
Mega Mycete. Here is
Megamycete.
my theory. She sees the Duke.
There you
Since
go.
she never knew the Duke, she sees him as a threat. She sees him as that. But then it turns out he's actually trying to help her.
Oh,
And that's the
to make
actual
her
Mega
confront
Mycete.
these things.
Because the Duke was a nice person. He is a legitimately
He was.
good
Oh yeah, no,
person.
we just don't know what his whole deal is or how he's also immortal like everyone else affected by the Mega Mycete. Oh, and by the way, new enemy threat.
Oh, boy.
Great.
Infectors, we'll call them.
Get on out of here, you.
The facehugger's urban cousin. Or not the
They
facehugger,
take-
Drain Deimos.
whatever they called those, the brain Deimos.
No,
They take
Drain
Drainos.
Deimos. No,
Deimos. Anyway.
Drain Deimos.
They take
Whatever,
they
the
take
thing from RE4 comes back in
Yes.
this game and is living in urban society.
Oh,
They
wait.
take a lot more bullets, and do not get grabbed by them because they can actually turn you into a zombie right away. And but apparently Nemesis seems to be the one that's able to turn them into that. But
Well, it may not even
Hold
start,
tight.
everybody got one kill in.
thank you.
This is
I'll
part
be
of
taking that.
Wasn't this part of the demo?
I think so when they showed it off. Yeah.
Possibly,
Um, Yeah. Go ahead. You had some stuff you wanted to talk about. On
yeah,
the
I
back.
wanted to bring up, like, so in regards to all the Resident Evil stuff, which, like,
Come on.
I'd be lying if I said I was a particularly big RE fan similar to James, but I was pretty, impressed with what all they showed off. That being said, gentlemanly discussions with you gentlemanly types. How many years do you think we'll have to wait until they have an RE5 make?
4 years.
Jeez, I missed that. And meanwhile, James and I are still wanting Code Veronica.
Yeah, no.
Also-
Code Veronica.
also-
if any
I-
Resident game needs a remake, it is Code Veronica.
Down.
Also, you say 5 years, that's cute. 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And they'll
Okay,
never
here's-
consider remaking Code Veronica because that's a piece of shit game.
Yeah, but to be
let me
fair
get all
as
the
well, they
goodies.
might see 5 as a piece of shit and 6 as a piece
Ah,
of shit. Therefore, we wouldn't get remakes of them.
Considering
go.
considering
Oh,
how
jeez.
much they sold compared to every other game in the series, I'm pretty sure there's still money to be made in
Okay.
that.
That
I'm gonna
is
get all my
fair.
goodies. And I'm gonna get all these goodies, and I'm gonna say so. Yeah, I'm gonna hang on to it. So, all the gems are completely optional, but if you get them all, you get some goodies from here. So, so right away, another thing I'm curious about is, I'm curious, Matt, how this is going
Grenade.
to affect the pacing of Resident Evil 4 as well, with regards to its combat, because in Resident Evil 4 proper, typically you would almost consider it more like an action shooter where, like, yeah, everything in front of you has to die. You gotta get through the end of the hallway, so...
I'm
but
just hoping
if-
they
but
treat
if-
it.
But if...
I hope they treat it like Original 4, where they give you enough ammo and shit to do
Right,
that.
because it looks like if they try to give it the same tone and pacing as 2 and 3, then I don't know. Like I feel like that'll affect the pace. Like I'm not used to in Resident Evil 4 like picking my battles and running around. I'm used to just straight up just not going gung ho crazy. Be smart with your ammo, but come prepared to kill everything in front of you.
Yeah, and here's my big problem. I hope they don't. I don't mind the crafting system in Village. I really do not. But I don't want it in 4. 4 should not have the crafting system. It should not have a
can't do it
crafting
right.
system.
Oh, well.
And because of that, they should have it that, like in the original 4, they just drop ammo if you kill them.
Mostly.
Which is very handy,
30 to 40
nice,
minutes
and helpful.
Whereas all you got in 8 is dropping
Nikolai.
stuff to make
How
ammo.
we doing? The town's
Oh
cooling
no,
with
great!
the
Looks like
freaks.
Carlos and Nikolai are buddies.
No chance of
Oh,
fighting.
great.
Maybe.
Why is she here?
What do you mean,
I'm
why is
doing
she
good
here? She
stuff.
helped saved our
It's
butts.
time to start getting dead weight for.
Do I look like I
You're
care?
reliable. Can't pull the trigger when it counts.
Hey, take it easy.
Okay,
I was hoping she'd just punch him straight then and there.
just one
I don't know
time,
why,
I
but I
put-
like that little rabbit twitch he had for a second.
It's like
Everyone's a little worked up.
spider sense may be tingling.
Oh boy.
And it was right.
Not
We
again.
must leave.
I know my senses of spiders wouldn't fail me.
It's me he's after.
See ya.
I'll buy you some
We're a
time.
distraction,
Wait, Joe! No!
which is again at least smart that she's put 2 and 2 together. That yes, he only wants stars members.
Which again,
Oh, and he's very fast.
Chill. You should, babe. You should be saving that for the climax.
Oh yeah, no, he should. Yeah, that would have been the big finale. All right, here we go.
Ouch!
So yeah, that was stalls for some time. We need to get out of here, which there's a little vent in the back. But yeah, beyond that, I'm cautiously optimistic. Maybe, and who knows? Maybe after they finish and get off this little kick of theirs, they'll remember Mega Man still exists.
Yeah, seriously.
hopefully.
Yeah, Mega Man, and honestly, like a Well, I guess I couldn't say a handful of IPs because there are some they definitely still remember. Like they're still giving a decent amount of love to stuff like Ace Attorney, Ghosts and Goblins, definitely Monster Hunter.
Well,
Yeah,
Monster Hunter's their
Hunter.
biggest IP at the moment, so of
That's
course.
like that is like their live service game.
Yeah. Which,
And
to be
also
fair,
their biggest-
I
and
like.
also their biggest
I'm
cash
sorry,
cow.
I like Monster Hunter. I don't care what.
No,
you
no one's saying it's
assholes
bad.
think.
Live service does not always equate to bad. It depends on how it's just the problem that most people jump to live service as a shortcut game.
Do you copy?
Yeah.
So stuff like Destiny or Monster Hunter are the outliers. When I would like more games like them, which are just good, not whatever SquareSoft conned freaking Platinum into making for them.
Or
Right. Oh yeah, Babylon Fall.
Oh yeah.
So
Or-
in any
or
case,
like-
I'm surprised that's still active.
Or what
It
EA
should be
does
dead.
every day on a basis.
yeah, no, just taking what could have been a nice, solid single-player game and trying to force it because anyway. Regardless, so as far as Resident Evil goes, now we need to try and rejoin up with Carlos, but we're now trapped in the sewers, so we're gonna have to get back up topside and reunite with him. So, join us in the next part as we're going to explore the sewers and learn just what evolution can do to classic monsters.
Ah, yes. Enjoy the inevitable shitty time in the sewers.
Keyword being shitty.
Hope you got your rare stones.